good now? Yeah.
Yeah, you good. You good. You good.
Just like it, yeah. I just finished a cold plunge. I had to take a quick shower.
No problem, brother. Go ahead and you want to say something, bro, on this topic or whatever, man?
Let me catch up to what you what?
Okay. I'm gonna
Yeah,
keep playing the video real quick.
Yeah, you go ahead.
All right, no problem, man. I'm gonna turn this camera off too, man. Turn the camera off. But yeah, let me play this. Let me play the video, brother. I got you.
All right.
All right.
Very seriously as well. So that was the purpose for what this operation is all about. That's what it's focused on. As the president said earlier today, it is on or ahead of schedule. I will defer to the Department of War to discuss the progress being made at a tactical level, but it was the right decision and an important decision for the safety and security of the world. I believe they would be attacked.
Have to weigh in. Is the president declaring war, and does Congress
No.
have to weigh in? And
What-
was there an imminent threat? Did you tell lawmakers that there was an imminent
There
threat?
absolutely was an imminent threat, and the imminent threat was that we knew that if Iran was attacked, and we believed they would be attacked, that they would
attacked by who? Attacked by who?
Yeah.
Attacked by who? Who? What nation out there trying to go to war with them people, man? Fucking small hats, bro. So what they do? They back the small hats up, going up in there. And let's listen to this shit, man. Look, you gotta listen to the devil, because he says things, and it'll go over 1,000 people's heads, but it ain't going over the elect's head.
was that we knew that if Iran was attacked, and we believed they would be attacked, that they would immediately come after us. And we were not going to sit there and absorb a blow before we responded, because the Department of War assessed that if we did that, if we waited for them to hit us first after they were attacked, and by someone else, Israel attacked them, they hit us first.
By someone else, Israel attacked them.
I got a quick precept, Elder, for you.
Yeah, kind of, brother. What you got?
This is the book of Job, chapter 15 and verse 6. If you want to put it up on there, and maybe we can read it in the NLT as well.
Good. I got you there. Go ahead, brother.
Job chapter 15 verse 6. It says, "Thy own mouth condemneth thee, and no eye, yet thy own lips testify against thee." And you said that devil right there. Well, everything he just said. Basically he's in street terms, he snitched on himself. He snitched on Amalek and America, that they will attack Israel first. I mean, they will attack Iran first.
Yeah, and in the NLT it says, "Your own mouth condemns you, not I. Your own lips testify against you."
There you go.
Yep. In the AMP it says, "Your own mouth condemns you, and not I. Yes, your own lips testify against you." Yeah, because some people wasn't them. Now they might attack, the state of Israel, because they going back and forth with each other, but there was no reason, no real reason. I ain't up in the higher echelons of the government, because their real reason is they're trying to slack it, brother. You got it.
Didn't Iran? I mean, Israel make the first attack on America.
Yeah, they both. Yeah, America and Israel attacked them at the same time.
Yeah, they've been poking. With Amalek and Babylon, they've been poking them Persians for a long time.
Yeah.
But Israel will come out and play, play a victim. Like, that one video we did, how Trump just came out and just like trying to make Iran be like as the hum of the earth. Well, we know who the hum of the earth is.
Yeah, which is Babylon the Great, Esau, Edom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So here it is. You attack these people first, claiming that they were going to do something to y'all. Y'all knew the imminent, and the reason why we had brought this out the last video, the reason why they say that imminent attack shit, because that's the loophole that the president can use to attack another country. If they feel like there's an imminent threat to America, then they can attack another nation. So, but he was saying, what he said was, if another person would attack them, right, and they was going to attack, they're going to blame America for it. Which America probably is the blame. 9 times out of 10, America is the blame for it. 666 times out of 1,000, this nigga is the cause of it. Whether it be him outward or clandestinely, he did it. Not him, but just they use America like that. And America, I think we had mentioned too that one senator, he said it's Israel first, not America first. Israel is first. That's what he said. So they was like, look, they went over there. Benjamin, not a Jew, he been going around begging for money and begging for sympathy for decades, talking about Iran and their missile capabilities. I'm not saying they don't have any. We're not saying that. But y'all just went up and y'all just start smoking people, bro. They killed over 56 little girls in a school, and they don't give a shit. It's just a casualty of war. It don't matter to them. Death ain't nothing to them, right? So this is a part of it. This is a part of that psyop. They think that they're going to control the situation, right? Notwithstanding that this is not going to be a controlled demolition by any stretch of the imagination. Again, I'm not saying America's at war right now. They definitely in a hot conflict, right?
You know, they are you know, like I said last time, they, you know, basically, you know, making a trailer for World War III.
Yeah, that's all they doing, making a trailer for World War III, man. That was a good analogy. Because
I got another precept for you, Elder, is Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 1. And then another one will be in the book of Sirach.
All right, I got Proverbs 16 and 1 on deck. Contrast the upright and the wicked. I'll read it for you. The preparations of the heart and man, the preparations of the heart and man, and the answer of the tongue is from Yahweh Bashem Hamashai.
Right. So right now, what the Heavenly Father Yahweh Shemashah is doing with these devils is he's controlling their lips. He's controlling their, you know, their sayings. These devils, he came in trying to fucking lie, but somehow Yahweh Shemashah made him say who the fucking made the first attack. He said it, Israel.
Yeah. He
said he got him in a trickly. What is that? Trickly. How you say it?
A trick bag.
Yeah.
A trick bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, and well, it shows you that what the scripture says about our own mouth, or not about it says what Psalm 64, I believe it's 3. It says their own. He make it their own mouth to fall upon them. Yeah, he make it their own mouth to fall upon them, bro. And you got people that's insiders. You got what he just did. Some people will call a Freudian slip, right? They call that a Freudian slip because he just blurted it out, you know. But let me explain this. Oh, that's all you had. You had one in the Ecclesiasticus too, right?
Can you read verse 2 as well?
Oh, okay, I got you. Shit, Salakia, bro.
You good.
I just messed up. I had my Hold on, brother.
I can read it.
Yeah, go ahead. You got it, brother.
Proverbs chapter 16 verse 2. It says, all the words of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord Yahweh Shemashah waiteth the spirit. So, you know, whatever that dude was trying to say, come on TV and lie, you know, hey, you know, he thought he was clean, and he thought he was going to give people what they want to hear, but the true men of Yahweh Shemashah call him in his lies. Yeah. You know, that whole video, people who watched it probably, like, I say what, 2% people caught it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what he said, and the rest of them it went over their fucking head. You know, they're going by, oh yeah, America had to, you know, do something before Iran literally attacks us. Okay, like, no, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, like where they do that at, like, but again, they did it because that's a part of their that's the part of their MO. Right? They gotta blame the people, but they're the reason why we had to do this. You made me beat you. It's like an abusive man or abusive woman abuses my. You made me do this to you because you was gonna hit me, right? You over there flinching and shit, and the nigga even trying to swinging at you. What's wrong with you, man?
Yeah, and that's what Americans do.
Yeah, Americans like that. What you had in Sirach, going?
It was Sirach chapter 13 and verse 3.
Yeah, Sirach 13 and 3. Sirach 13 and 3. It says, the rich man have done wrong, yet he threateneth withal. The poor is wrong, and he must entreat also.
See? Can you read that in GNLT?
The GNT?
GNT, yes.
Sirach 13 and 3 in the GNT. Sirach 13 and 3 in the GNT, it says, if a rich person wrongs someone, he can afford to add insult to injury. But if a poor person, it says again, If a rich person wrongs someone, he can afford to add insult to injury. But if a poor person is wrong, he is forced to apologize for himself. I'm sorry, man. My bad. I ain't mean that. You know what I'm saying?
And
The whole, yeah, you got it, bro.
yeah, and that's what America wants Iran to do.
Yeah. Well, they
You
want
know,
what's in Iran. They want
yeah, yeah.
Iran to be controlled by them and
Hmm.
in the Western hemisphere. Damn, I don't know who was talking about the West. It might have been this guy, but somebody was just I was watching. They were talking about how the West needs to get back to its prominence, and that the West this and the West that. And when they say the West, they're talking about
America,
Edomites, America,
Edomites.
Edomites, right, including them small hats,
Mm-hmm.
right. They came from the West to over there to the East. They came
That's
from
right.
Eastern Europe and Western Europe. They came from America, and they went over there in the Middle East, and they went over there and they started some stuff, man. And so here it is. This guy, he's talking about how they did a preemptive strike because they thought that they were going to attack America. But what this going to do is going to stoke more fire. So when they bring the other psyop, which it might be cybersecurity psyop, it might be an electrical grid psyop, they can just blame it on Iran.
Oh yeah, Elder, remember that movie, Leave the World Behind?
Yeah, kind.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
when you go back in our movie, Leave the World Behind, basically in our movie they were blaming who? They were blaming North Korea,
Yeah,
China, and Iran.
yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna
If
type
you
it
can
up.
find it, man, if you can find those scenes, you're gonna be like, yo, this shit was just fucking played in the movie. So the next psyop we're gonna see, they're gonna blame our Iran. Basically, like Iran is gonna be number one in there.
I just typed in who were the antagonists. It says the antagonists and Leave the World Behind are not single villains, but rather the unseen forces behind a coordinated three-stage cyber attack and national political collapse. Specific threats included a rogue military elements, foreign actors using disinformation, that goes back to psyops, and
Hmm.
resulting in a rapidly deteriorating social order that turns ordinary people against each other. Which all of that's going to really happen. It says the unseen enemy in the film implies a foreign attack, potentially Middle Eastern based on red left leaflets or rogue domestic forces. Technological warfare attacks are carried out via hacked digital infrastructure. You remember that scene in Leave the World? I believe it was Leave the World Behind. All those
Yeah.
Teslas was on the streets. They were just
Yep. Yep.
crashed out. Yeah, all those electric cars. So that's part of that. It says causing blackouts, oil tanker crashes, and mysterious sound wave weaponry that sickens Archie. Those are real weapons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Societal collapse. The character trust is tested, and characters like Danny represent the dangerous, selfish, and suspicious nature of people during the societal breakdown, which that's going to happen too.
Yep.
So all of these things, they know these things are going to happen. In their mind, they're going to control it. It's not about saving lives. It's not about, saving precious nothing, right? They want to get rid of certain portions of society anyway. And then what they want left over is the super broken who are enslaved into them digitally. And America is running out of time. Not only America, but the Edomites at the top is running out of time. Their time is completely at a short, man. What they like 2 seconds from not even that. How many seconds are you on a doomsday clock from annihilation? Doomsday clock. Doomsday clock. And this shit been moving for decades, and he still ain't hit 12 o'clock yet. But that's their time. It says in January 2020, in January 27, 2026, the doomsday clock is set to 85 seconds to midnight. Midnight is their destruction. The Lord said He's gonna bring their destruction at noonday. Right? He said this is the closest, and their society is falling, and another one is going to rise. Real quick, this is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 6, verse 9. Second Esdras 6 and 9. You could break it down too, brother. Second Esdras 6 and 9. You still there, bro?
Yeah, I'm still here. Yep.
Kind. Right. This is
You can see me, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I got the
Oh.
yeah. I can see you I can see in the background. But I was
Okay,
looking for the precept, so I didn't see you right away. But
No,
I'm
you good. I'm
I'll
here.
read it for you. You can break it down. It's Second Esdras 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Right. So Esau right now, he's the one in power, and this is this is the what he's ruling right now. So his age, okay, that he was given to rule, is about to come to an end. Which is that short time you read about in the book of Revelation chapter 20. He was
Yeah, I
given
got
a short time. From the Renaissance to the time we're in right now. That's that short time that was given to him to rule. So that little short time of his is basically coming to an end. And and how do we know that? Look what's going on worldwide. When you read Matthew 24, it tells you the things that will be happening, before the return of Yahushua, and
yeah.
and those things are happening right now. And Yahushua is not going to make his return and come here and sit down with Esau, having Esau, empowered, and Yahushua is basically below him. No, 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 no. When he comes back, he's gonna take you Edomites out, you other nations out as well. You're gonna be, you're gonna be taken out of your power,
That's
and
right.
then he's gonna what? He's gonna place the righteous people, okay, on high power, which are who the Israelites. That's why it
Mm-hmm.
says in Jacob is the beginning of that which followeth, and that which followeth is the new rulership that we're waiting on. And that rulership is basically it's already here, man. The
Mm-hmm.
elect, the 144 waking up worldwide. Like Apostle House says, he believes the elect are already sealed. That's why time is moving fast.
Yeah, that's right.
And Esau's he's losing his fucking mind right now, man. You can tell this devil don't know what the fuck he's doing because by the end of the day, he's being controlled by the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
Yeah. Well, I got that precept for you right here. This is the book of Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. It says, the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
There you go. So he's controlling these, especially the top bankers, the elite. He got angels right now controlling those top elite, and those top elite, they basically sending the message to to these little puppets of theirs, such as Trump, and other leaders of the world you see right now. They're all being told what to do and what to operate on.
Mm-hmm.
Trump just wake up a couple of days ago said let's go attack Iran, or the fucking faggot from Israel. You didn't wake up that one day and be like, oh, you know what, let's strike Iran. No, man.
Yeah,
And
the Lord put it on.
correct me, Elder, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't doesn't Esau tap into the left side of his side
Yeah,
before he does something?
he tapped into the left hand of Yahweh Bashar Shai.
Yeah.
Right, he got to through it through Satan, and it was
and then it's like it's cut you off. And that left hand side that he's tapping into, he don't know that how about Shimshai is right there controlling our left side. Damn devil.
Yeah, it's like that exactly. So whatever these demons is telling you, they can be telling you some truth. They can be telling you the lies. We know that they playing you. But see, like Esau, they see it. They actually see the spirits working with them, and they've been working with them. They've been winning for Eustace Mellon said it perfectly. He said that these people are not smart. The Baker elite, they're not smart. They just have a formula that works, and when the formula works, they keep using it. Everything is to get World War II started. It was a psyop. It was psyops happen all across the country, right? Not all across just the country, the world. They were having psyops happen back to back. They set this guy up, Adolf Hitler. They put him in place. The small hat, the super elite small hat, because he was a sign of them people. They put him in power, and then they set up the Allied forces, and then they had different things happen to start it. I think one thing that was really major, a building had burned down in Germany or some shit, right? And they blamed it on the Nazis, or blamed it on the Jews. I think he blamed it on the Jews. So that was all a psyop to get that going. The whole the concentration camps, all that shit was a psyop, bro.
And that's what they're doing right now.
Not saying it didn't happen. Some things did happen. 6 million people ain't die, but a lot of people did. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people did perish, and it wasn't because they got burnt up in the fucking oven. A lot of people died from typhus. A lot of people died from disease, starvation. Well, typhus make you not want to eat, so you lose a lot of weight. So they basically starved to death, right? And then they put them in mass graves, right? And these weren't the super elite of the small hats. These were the nobodies to them, right? And we don't know who else was in there. They ain't got no pictures of it, but there's a lot of shit happened. The same thing happened with the First World War. It was a lot of psyops happen. It's the same fucking formula, just in a different time. And they think that they're going to come out on top, and they're going to continue pressing in this world in wickedness. But the scriptures say otherwise. It's the book of Job, chapter 14, verse 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou has appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Yep. So you have a certain time, a day, an hour that your rulership is over. You're not a righteous ruler, so you can't rule forever. Righteousness is not in you. Wickedness is only a limited time thing. Right? You know, they got them that shit they got at them restaurants for a limited time only. Well, you Edomites, your rulership is for a limited time only. And you know, we in this flesh, so we think 500 years is a long time, or we might think 600 years is a long time. But in reality, that's a short time in the eyes of the Lord. That's not even a whole day. You know what I'm saying? And then what's 500 years to eternity? Right? We're gonna have eternity. So 500 years is nothing. We're gonna be on that. How about Shah is gonna put us on that kind of level?
That's right.
But this place has to go, and it can't last forever, because if it did, then no flesh should be left to be saved. Who's gonna be saved? So these things are happening. Yahweh Shai speeding the time. Yahweh Shai speeding the time up, and these super elites, they're anxious because they know that their time is already determined. You got it, Zaquan.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man. Also, like today when I was doing my core plunge, you hear these two individuals. One was from Russia, Serbia, and the other one was, I think it might have been Australian. I'm not too sure. And they were talking about this whole situation about this, happening over there in the Middle East. But they know that this ain't World War III. They you know what they say, Elder? They said this is just the top bankers. They didn't want to really say the top bankers, but they're like, this is just this elite trying to bring in a reset. I was like, damn. I had to tune in with them for a minute, just playing, ask two questions. I'm my 2 cents in that. But people, they know what the fuck is going on. They're like, nah, this ain't World War III is eventually it's gonna happen, but they don't know too much. But this right here is just to reset, the economy, maybe bringing the digital currency, because the whole situation with the oil, being cut off. Well, gas over in Australia, people panicking because it might hit $4 a 1 liter.
I got a video for you. I got a real quick video.
Oh, it's beautiful. There you go.
Check this out. Check this video out. It wasn't this one.
Plenty of astronauts freak out.
If a thermonuclear
go back to 9/11, and when Wesley Clark said we're gonna invade 7 countries in 5 years, what you were talking about were the countries where those central banks were not on board to do programmable money. And their governance structures were not on board with essentially, because of Epstein, I'll call it the Rockefeller Rothschild model. There was an effort to say, okay, we're going to basically assert control of the central banks in those countries. That's my interpretation. And I think one of the reasons we're seeing so much tension around Iran is because Iran right now is the big leakage in the system.
How?
So
it's not about their nukes?
No. So, Iran's central bank counts. One of the reasons it counts is because their oil and energy is very important, including for China.
Yeah.
And that's very important in the BRICS system. What the BRICS system is trying to do is to create independent payment systems. But if you're going to come out with programmable money, with digital IDs that are interoperable globally, and programmable money that controls in each jurisdiction centrally, you can't afford leakage. And so you've got way too much leakage in the system to proceed with what they're trying to do. And Iran and the BRIC nations are a sticking point. And certainly Iran's oil, feeding China gives China greater independence.
So you think that one of the motives behind toppling all these governments was the creation of the control grid we're talking about now?
Right. So if you go back, so you had the wonderful Richard Werner on your show.
Yeah.
And Richard has a book called The Princes of the Yen, which is about the sort of effort to take over the Japanese central bank. And I think what you're looking at, I think part of the state of play with both Russia and Iran is how are you going to make sure that those central banks are entirely in the system?
So
Go back to 9/11.
That's what it's all about right now. Like you mentioned those guys in the cold plunge. They were saying what? They were talking about the reset, the global reset. Yep. They were going to reset the money. I mean, they reset the system financially so they can have programmable money that's going to work anywhere, and that you can be tracked on this grid anywhere, right? That's a part of that. And right now, supposedly Iran and other countries like Iran, they're causing leakage in the sense that the way their money's working, they're still semi-independent, even though they have a central bank. Because a lot of people like Iran doesn't have a central bank. They have one because they got to do business on a global scale. But it's not so much that it's not controlled by the elite. What it is that it's leakage in the system. It's creating an avenue where they can still independently do certain stuff. And in the new system, it's going to be one world government. Yep. One world government. It ain't going to be these. She's talking about toppling governments. Why are they toppling these governments and putting certain people that they deem as the rightful leaders of these countries? Because they're going to be controllable. They're going to control them, and they're going to roll with the system. Because Russia, the BRICS nations, period, they're creating digital currency too. Yep. They're creating digital. It's not like they're creating their own system where they're going to be able to buy, sell, and trade using fiat currency. That's not what they're trying to do. They're setting up. They're part of all. They're all in the same bucket, and they're all creating digital currencies that's going to be controllable money. They all putting their nations into slavery. But in order to do so, there has to be a reset, a global reset. So they have to have things happening to catapult this global reset, right? And it does involve war. It does involve people dying. It does involve governments collapsing. So they wanted to get rid of that cleric government, right? The so-called Islamic government, because I believe they were saying how they claim that the president of that country don't really have no power. All the power was in the hands of the Ayatollah. But who were the ones spearheading the central digital bank currency? The small hats, starting with the elite banking families. And then they got their proxy nation. Then you got America, Big Satan, backing them up militarily wise. You know what I'm saying? So what are they trying to do? Like the woman just said it, right? You got something, brother?
I know that you keep going, and I'll play the video.
Oh, that was it. That was it. Yeah, that was it.
That was beautiful. You gonna go back to that video of is it Rubio?
Yeah, go back to that.
We did that. If we waited for them to hit us first after they blow before we responded, because the Department of War assessed that if we did that, if we waited for them to hit us first after they were attacked, and by someone else, Israel attacked them, they hit us first, we waited for them to hit us, we would suffer more casualties and more deaths. We went proactively in a defensive way to prevent them from inflicting higher damage. Had we not done so, there would have been hearings on Capitol Hill about how we knew that this was going to happen, and we didn't act preemptively to prevent more casualties and more loss of life. What? No, let me two things I would say. Number one is, no matter what, ultimately this operation needed to happen. That's the question of why now. But this operation needed to happen because Iran in about a year or a year and a half would cross the line of immunity, meaning they would have so many short-range missiles, so many drones, that no one could do anything about it because they could hold the whole world hostage. Look at the damage they're doing now.
It's all bullshit, bro. The boogeyman, they created the boogeyman. They can hold the whole world hostage.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Just last month, the motherfuckers was in the street bucking up because their money was funny over there. The Ayatollah they were saying he was weak and all this other shit, and the young Iranians just losing their mind. Every so often, it reminds me of this scene from The Godfather. I believe it was The Godfather Part 2, or might have been 1. I believe one of them, it was Part 1, because Clemenza, he was talking to Michael, and he said, you know what? They were going to the mattresses, and he said every so often we got to purge out the old blood and get the new blood in there. So these things have to happen, going to war and shit. That's how they do. In their mind, it's like they're just purging out the old blood and trying to get something new in there. Right now, all of a sudden, Iran, which has been a boogeyman behind a boogeyman for decades and multi presidencies, now all of a sudden, and people forget that Iran was propped up by the U.S. for a long time via the Shah of Iran. Right? They let this nigga pilfer all that money from his country and enrich his family and himself. Right? And then when Ayatollah Khomeini or Khomeini, whatever his name was, when he got into power, the nigga had to go on a run. He ended up dying in exile, the Shah. And then the Shah has a son that was like a teenager during that time. Now he in the 60s now. And this dude, he's just an Iranian playboy. And they have in America, they have a bunch of wealthy Iranians living in America, Beverly Hills, all these different places, New York, living in these places, and they're wealthy, and they're called Iranian exiles, and they're the ones that politically finance Iran. Other countries do too, but they finance them through the money. They have money. That's why they're wealthy. And just the Shah of the Shah's son, this nigga, he in America, fucking bitches, buying property, living in a mansion. He living good.
Damn.
And they want to prop him up as the new leader, but I believe that they said Trump don't want him because the Iranian people ain't gonna take it. The one dude said that the guy wouldn't last 24 hours there as the president of that country because no one knows him. They don't have no confidence in this guy. Plus, he don't even want to do it. Right? He just want to live off his father's wealth. You got it, bro.
I said they'll kill him straight away.
Yeah, they'll get rid of him. He'd be dead in a week, man. You know what I'm saying? So what they're trying to do is they're trying to install a puppet government in there. So that's why they got rid of the hardline Islamic clerics. They got them up out of there, man. Right? And smoked them. The one dude that's supposed to take his place, that nigga wasn't in power for 8 hours until he died. These guys, all this supposedly are preemptive strikes, but this is a part of their lives. That remember, it's in their tongue, right? Their power is in their tongue, right? Real quick, this is a book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 3. But I'm gonna start at 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Right, that bottomless pit was Europe. That 1,000-year period was what you call the Middle Ages. All right, the Middle Ages lasted. Slovakia. How long? How many years did Middle Ages last? Right. The Middle Ages lasted 1,000. Here it is, right here. The Middle Ages or the medieval period lasted approximately 1,000 years. Right. So after that 1,000 years, then the Renaissance period came, generally defined as the era between the fall of Western Roman Empire, 476 AD, and the beginning of the Renaissance or the Age of Discovery between 1400 and 1500. It is commonly broken into early, high, and late Middle Age. So yeah, and that's what this is right here, right? And Satan, that dragon, Satan was that dragon, that old serpent that goes back to that Roman Empire. It goes back to the Edomite. That was that dragon. Remember that was wounded. The head was wounded, and then was healed. That's this guy for 1,000, which is the devil, which is Esau, Edom, and Satan. The devil meaning deceiver, Satan meaning adversary, and bound him 1,000 years because them Edomites, those were the Romans and other people, and they became a wild man. And it says to cast them into the bottomless pit, which is what Europe, and shut him up. So he was a no people on the earth for 1,000 years. You don't believe that today because what they show you is Edomite versions of people that were dark skinned, brown Israelites, mainly Israelites. King Charles the First, the second, King James the First, King James the Second. What's my man Henry the Eighth, Anne Boleyn. All those are all black. Those are all Jakes, man. Light skin or dark skin. Most of them were dark skin. Queen Anne, William of Orange. Those are niggas, and that was in the 1600s. Queen Anne and Queen Wilma Orange. But they had you thinking that the 1600s was just full of captivity in America and getting your back beat. You had something, Zaquan?
No, I had Habakkuk chapter what is it? Habakkuk chapter 2. Yeah, 2 and 5.
God, I got you, bro.
And then on top of that, man, as we're doing this lesson, Elder, right now there's a blood moon over here in Australia happening right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be
Yeah,
happening right here in America.
it's on right now, man. So we're living in some beautiful times, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I just seen that the Iranians got hit by 4.3 earthquake. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we here.
Yeah. This is
That's
it. We about to go home, man.
That's right, man. Yeah, man. Hey, it's beautiful, man. And then it's like that's Matthew 24, verse 6 and 7.
Yeah.
Like if niggas can't see that, what can we say? What can we say? So the words of Yahweh Shem Shai was spoken. Now the Heavenly Father Yahweh Shem Shai is showing you these things with action behind it. Like it's in your face.
God, that's right. So let me read this for you real quick. Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires as hell, and is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth up unto him all people.
Yeah, and that's what America and them Garates are doing right now. They got all the resources, riches, they got everything, but guess what? They want more, and then if they can't have more, they will cause violence, in your land, cause chaos, cause divisions in your land, leave your fucking whole country as a wilderness, like it says in the book of Isaiah 14, man. So that's what they're doing, right? They're trying to do with Iran, but which eventually it's not gonna end up too well, And then on top of that, them, says when it says "Bagarif unto him all nations and he unto him all people," eventually what this devil trying to do, he's gonna do it, through his digital tracking system of his.
That's right.
I'll
go back into Revelation chapter 20. Back in Revelation 20, verse 3, and it says, and cast him in a bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more till 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loose a little season. In the NLT and the AMP, it says, the angel threw him into the bottomless pit, which he then shut up and locked. So Satan, because Christians believe that this is talking about the spiritual demon Satan, and it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about evil, right? It says, and so Satan could not deceive the nations anymore until 1,000 years were finished. Afterward, he must be released for a little while, and that's where we at. We in that little while, and that little while is wrapping up. Okay, he's being shown.
If a thermo,
he being shown.
Plenty of astronauts.
We are in a psyop.
And he's being shown to be a liar.
Yep.
Right? And that's all them Edomites. None of them tell the truth, man. Right? None of them tell the truth. No, you're never going to get the full truth out of these people's mouth because he's a liar. And then when he speaks of a lie, he speaks of his own self because he's a liar and the father of it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You got all
I had another precept of Okusha.
What's that, brother?
Second Thessalonians 2 and 8.
Yeah, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. And it reads, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
That's right. So the spirit is revealing this devil through the prophets, starting the apostles, great millstone, the elder bishops, the elders, and the rest, you sincere brothers out there pushing his truth, exposing Esau, testify against him. You the one doing a lot of damage on this devil right now, and he's losing it. He's losing his sleep right now. That's why, in a minute, hey, I wouldn't be surprised if Esau goes on hunting for little kids again to fill himself out with blood.
Yeah. Well, he's constantly doing that. They're constantly doing that. That never stops, man.
Yeah.
He does that because, see, that's the only way that these heathens can get any type of spiritual revelation or any contact with the spirit world.
Mm-hmm.
Or they got to do that wickedness, man. But that shit's about to be dried up too. There's gonna come a time where Satan ain't gonna call you no more. He gonna pick up that line. You gonna have them sacrifices there, thinking that, oh yeah, we got the kids here, we ready to go, and you get nothing. And you gonna try it again, get nothing. Try it again, nothing. Right?
Hey, Zaquan, you know that one precept? It's in the book of I think it's in the book of Acts. That one demon, that man who was possessed with demon, and when those dudes trying to call up on her, that demon turned back to them and says, "How shall I know? Paul, I know."
Yeah.
You know who the fuck are you? That's how Satan is gonna be to these demons.
Yep. Paul, I know. Paul, I know.
Yeah,
How shall I know? Well, who are you, man? I don't know you. You know what I'm saying?
That's how it's gonna be, man.
That's how it's gonna be. Yeah, exactly how it's gonna be. It's in the book of Acts, chapter 19. The evil spirit answered and said, Yahweh Shai I know, and Paul I know, but who are ye? And then he whooped their ass. That demon whooped their ass, man. Like, I don't know you. And that's how it's gonna be. Because hey, look, when we were being punished for our iniquities, which we're still going through it, but when we were like really in the thick of it, right? We couldn't contact our power. We couldn't contact Howard Bashir Shah in chattel slavery. We couldn't contact them when we were being forcibly pushed around the world and carted off in slavery and was destroyed until the Lord woke up his prophet, Abba Bivens, aka John the Baptist. So what's going to happen to you elite banking families, first of all, with y'all going to be trying to call. Y'all been calling on Satan so long. He been answering your call and picking up. Well, now he's not going to help you. Right, because the whole time he's working for Yahweh Shem Shai. Satan's a double agent.
That's right.
Against you. He's the ultimate double agent, man. He played you like a fiddle, and then you got played, and in the end, you're gonna get dealt with, man. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, brother. That's all I had. You got anything else, my brother?
I was gonna read Matthew. I don't know if you read it before you started. Listen, Matthew 24.
Let's go get it. Matthew 24.
6 and 7, and we can end up the lesson or not.
God, this is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 6, verse 7. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places.
Yeah.
All these are the beginning of sorrows.
Yeah, so all these things we see happening right now, the signs, rumors, wars, earthquakes. Don't even speak about earthquake. That's just normal thing nowadays. And then, with this situation between our, over there in so-called Middle East, it can cause a big famine of food, man.
Yeah.
That could cause famine. So let's just see, what the Heavenly Father Yahweh Shem Shah got prepared for for these coming up days because of Australia. They say it said in the next 5 to 10 days that gas is gonna shoot up. So people right now are panicking. But Easter's telling people, "Oh, don't panic. Don't rush to the gas station and doing that." But no, people are like, "No, fuck that." Why should we listen to you? Last time you said, "Don't do this, don't do that" during the C-19. It didn't go that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So people right now, that's what they're talking about: gas, petrol. So if there's no gas, there's no petrol. What happens? The food, those fucking trucks. The semi, the semi truck. They ain't gonna be moving.
Yeah.
The farms ain't gonna be going because there's no fucking diesel. You see?
Yep.
People ain't gonna be getting to work.
Yep.
You're going to work, you're getting your check, but once you get your check, gas is costing you, like you're getting 10 liters, that's just costing you they say if gas goes to $4, so 10 times four, is that $40, right?
Yeah, $40.
$40 for 10 liters. That's fucking insane, man.
Yeah, that's insane.
So when that happens, it's gonna cause people to go crazy. People gonna within the same chapter says because iniquity shall bound, the love of men shall walk scored. So we're gonna start seeing crazy people acting crazy, people losing their mind. People are not gonna be happy. The only ones who are gonna be stable and know what's going on are going to be the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and the believers, man.
That's it. That's it, my brothers.
Yeah, that's my take on that out here.
God, hey, the water, man. Hey, so brother says, GMS Salvation says, blocking the strait could further inflate the cost of goods and services worldwide. It hit some of the world's biggest economies, including China, India, Japan, which are among the top importers of crude oil passing through the waterway. So yeah,
There you go.
yeah, we're talking about it's all these are psyops. They're different things that's going to affect different nations a certain way, but it's all a part of the system. They know what they're doing, man. They playing the game, and they playing right in front of your face, and they're not even hiding it no more. So this has been the powers that be are abandoning the slow game. The water to the Zaquan Yashar, you know what I'm saying, for GMS Australia for joining us, and all you brothers and you sisters for joining us. We know it's late. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, saying your double honor to the apostles and the bishop elders of Great Millstone for teaching word and truth and sincerity for ruling well. Salutations to the elect. Keep pushing, keep striving. We're almost out of here. Shalom. Hey, hold on, brother. Don't hang up, brother. Hold on.
I got you.
Come on.